Reality NSFW fans, it is that time, the reunion of Alex, Matt, and Jonny. We have been apparently missed by many. Where's Jonny and Matt? Well, last week and many times this season, Jonny has been doing live viewing parties. Last week was no exception with the Queen Sandra Diaz Twine. I was at our good friend Lex Vandenberg's son's concert of his band Pardoner. So I was lucky enough for Alex to step up with Brett and do the podcast. And we are back. And Jonny, it's May the 4th. Alex Trias, how are you guys doing?
May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day, everyone.
That's
and
right.
with your spirit.
Yes.
It's so crazy. So I'm doing a rewatch of Star Wars, and with the girlfriend, she's never seen them. So we started with episode 4. We watched 4, 5, 6, and then we did 1, 2, 3, and then we just finished episode 7 last night, and she hates Chewbacca. She was like, of all the people to bring back, Chewbacca's, and I'm just like, what's wrong with you? Like, everyone loves Chewbacca. She goes, all he does is, you don't know what he's saying. It's stupid. I'm just like, well, you like R2D2,
Wow.
and she was just like, barely more.
Wow, that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, so I was like, all right. So then, like, when Han Solo died, she was like, oh, why didn't he kill Chewbacca?
The ultimate plot twist, Chewbacca was the dad.
Oh, right.
So does she like Star Wars? Or is she just kind of like, eh?
Oh, no, loving it.
She loves it. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it sucks because we were in the midst of a Marvel watch through. And for some reason, like, I know we in the midst of watching all the Marvel stuff, we watched Mandalorian, and she's like, "Ooh, like, is there more like this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's like 9 movies." So she wanted to power through them before Obi-Wan, and I'm just like, once she got through, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3. I'm just like, okay, we're good on Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
So but since we had the synergy, so she will not be joining me and Piper Saturday night to watch Doctor Strange in IMAX. Because it will make no sense whatsoever in anything, because she hasn't even watched the first Doctor Strange. I think we're at Age of Ultron in the Marvel universe.
Oh, nice.
But that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty far along. But yeah, I want to start this off. You've been away from the podcast a few weeks, Jonny, but I have to start with, you were right. You were definitely right on the money with an opinion on a certain contestant on this season.
Oh, was I?
Yeah. The floor is yours, my friend.
Oh, okay. Well, Romeo, he's not very good at challenges. I stand by my initial statement, and I think there's nothing else to talk about. So no. All right, before we do that, let me get a little bit of a few plugs out of the way, because so I'm here tonight, and this is the last 42 podcast Aftershow that I'm on this season. So next week I am in Charlottesville, Virginia. I will share the image for you. I am at 3 Notch Brewery. It is the special collab release of Jonny Sourplay. It is a lemon sour. I literally went to Charlottesville in the day of the premiere of season 42 and brewed this. We did a huge vat. I was carrying, 50-pound bags of barley and hops and all that. Well, actually, not too many hops in a sour, but barley and all that. I was there for 5 hours. I literally brewed this beer with the great folks at 3 Notch Brewery. And as a result, next Wednesday, May 11th, in Charlottesville, Virginia, at 3 Notch Brewery, they're having a special release party for it. It is a Survivor viewing party, and it is free. It is 100% free during the commercial breaks, like I do at all my live viewing parties. I'll have trivia. I'll be giving away autographed pictures from your favorite survivors from previous seasons and this season. Whoa, I do have autographs this season. Peek behind the curtain. I'm giving away a Mike signed 42 buff at this event. So come on down. It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait to give away a Mike signed 42 buff. So we'll see. Mike loves everyone, and so hopefully everyone continues to love Mike. But that is next Wednesday, 3 Notch Brewery, 520 2nd Street in Charlottesville, Virginia. Super excited to do this. It's I mean, to have your face and an image on a beer is pretty cool. But the fun doesn't stop there, folks. No. Next week, I am making my way to New Jersey. It is the first ever Survivor viewing party with Jonny Fairplay that I've ever done in the great state of New Jersey. And I don't even know if anyone's ever said the great state of New Jersey in the same sentence before. But it's Jonny Fairplay and friends. I'll be joined by Bryce Isaiah. That's right. The Zaddy will be there. Wendell Holland, winner of Survivor Ghost Island, and many other survivors. I've been told of a few. There's definitely some surprise survivors. Some I can say, some I can't say, some I'm not gonna say. But get ready for a bunch of survivors are going to be there. We're going to have VIP starts at 6:30. General admission starts at 7:30, and that will be the special collab release of my new beer, Juicy Fairplay IPA with all the fixins. And it is a pineapple coconut juicy IPA. It's done New Jersey style with a lactose base. And that will be for the first time available in 2 weeks. That's Wednesday, May 18th. And for that, go to survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com to get your tickets now. There will only be 15 VIP tickets made. Well, there was only 15 VIP tickets made available for this. An intimate event. So I know that several VIP tickets have been sold. So if you're interested in going VIP, I would go ahead and do that now to lock that in, because they're doing like a 4-pack of the Juicy Fairplay IPA with your VIP purchase. And so it's a whole like gift box that they have to get everything together, along with a season 42 buff is going in there as well. So it's a whole little gift pack. So they want to have all that done beforehand. So there's only 15 VIP tickets available for that. So once again, go to survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com. Join me at Bolero Snort Brewery. It's literally 7 miles from Times Square. So if you're like, oh, I don't do New Jersey, I'm New York, it's 7 miles from New York. If you're in New Jersey, you're like, where is that New Jersey? It's right by New York. So so all questions answered there. So yeah, now time to do a little house cleaning, right?
Yeah, of course.
Last week's episode.
Yeah.
I watched with the Queen and Zane Knight, everyone's favorite first boot, present company included, and Jane Bright from Survivor Nicaragua, and we had a lot of the Reality NSFW crew there. Lauren Pratt was there, Sarah Hart was there, Dan Monchel was there. It was really awesome. It was a really cool event, the biggest event I've ever done in Durham, which was thank you to everyone that came and supported it. These events they're fun. I mean, people ask, they're like, Fairplay, you're not doing the podcast. I'm just like, I love watching. Like, if I had the opportunity, prior to being on Survivor, like once I became a fan of Survivor, if I had the opportunity to watch Survivor with a Survivor, it is fucking cool as shit. Mm-hmm. So because we answer questions and we and I think it's fun to see, not to look back on, not to look in the mirror at me, being a survivor, one of the greatest ever, but seeing other survivors, their reactions to things, I think is so cool. It's just like, because you wonder, it's just like, oh, what would what would a Troyzan do in the situation, or what would Sarah Lucina do in a situation? So to be there with these people and see the looks on their faces and their reactions, their giggles and their oh my God faces and all these things. I think it's a really cool deal. And we take pictures with everyone and we sign autographs. And once again, in New Jersey, just like at all these, I do trivia throughout the commercial breaks, and it's a lot of fun. So, but last week we're watching, and Sandra entered the show a Jonathan fan, and she exited a Jonathan fan. But I don't think that everything really hit there, because it was like it was at a brewery. It's a loud venue, and I think some things were missing. I went back to watch the episode so I could fully comprehend before I spoke about it to the masses, and I wanted to take this time now. A couple things. So anyone that didn't understand, like the Russell Hanses of the world, that didn't understand why Drea was so mad at seeing the jury composed of two people of color, but had no trouble putting Chanel there with her vote at the prior tribal council, I don't think understood what exactly was happening there. So, and maybe I don't, but this is what I can grasp from the conversations I've had, and I have reached out to other survivors, and then I just looked internally, because there's in my life there's no room for a racist. There's no room for a bigot. There's no room for someone that just bases their belief system in hate. For me. So,
right. I agree with that.
And I feel that there's a lot of people that aren't that way, but also can't see outside of themselves. And that's understandable. I mean, growing up as a kid, I was immediately drawn to the world of rap and hip hop, from the early onsets. I started with Fat Boys, and then and my first concert ever was Fat Boys New Edition Houdini, 1984. 10 years old, that's my first concert. And then worked my way into Public Enemy and NWA, and I hear these songs of struggle and what is going on in their communities. And so I feel with Drea and Marianne in that moment, when they have the previous tribal council, Drea and Marianne look across and see two people of color in front of them. It's just like, holy smokes. We're at that time during the filming, we're in the midst of Black Lives Matter. And our next vote is potentially another person of color to put 3 people on that jury. Would it have been less impactful for them if everyone they had voted out previously in the game was all sitting there? Absolutely. If you saw, like the 10 people that went home or whatever number prior, and they're all sitting together, it's not staring you in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But to be a person of color and to look across and to see 2 and only 2 people of color across from you, and that the next vote you cast can put a third sitting there, and that's all you see there, that's impactful.
Yeah, and to follow on that, I feel like I was mentioning it last week and having more time to think. I'm even more sure of it now. It's the circumstance of it all.
Yeah.
So I feel whatever happened last week, no matter what the order was, the 2 people who went home were the 2 people that were going to go home. However, we get into a situation where they're all coming in. They're shocked to see Rockstory there. And then Drea's processing seeing 2 people of color there. And then she's also processing the fact that she knows, because it's pretty much been mentioned now through exits and stuff like that. It's like she knew she was the target. And from Drea's perspective, if it wasn't her, the backup vote was Marianne.
Yeah.
So it was this big convolution of things and events that led to that moment. It wasn't just like, oh, we have to pull the race card to save our asses, even though we're going to play our idols, even though we don't need to play them. But we have to in order to save precedence of we're putting the game first. And we see it tonight. Like, we don't hear anything
Not one
really
mention.
of Last Trouble.
Not
Other
mentioned.
than how Jonathan acted the entire day.
Oh, yeah. Because, but no, like, and I felt what was missed by so many people was the fact that Drea and Marianne specifically said it wasn't about race. They're not pulling a race card. This isn't like, and to show that they're subtracting that from the equation and needlessly and selfishly playing their idols as a sacrifice to show that this isn't race related.
It was heavy, and also the other people that are yelling at this, they're like, we don't want woke Survivor or something. Like, Survivor's premise was always around, yes, you're playing for $1 million and you have to lie, cheat, and steal and do what you need to do to win, but it's also a microcosm of society.
Yeah,
and
that was always the deal.
And what's relevant in society as those games are being played.
Yes.
Like, early seasons, you have Richard Hatch and Rudy talking, like, pretty much Rudy confronting the ability to actually like someone who's gay.
Yeah.
It's like...
This is that moment in an episode is no different than the first 41 seasons of Survivor prior to it.
Yeah.
So I feel that with white America, there was a concern that, there was the overlying theme of 41 being race related. But once again, look at the political climate of the world when they went out there.
Yeah.
There was no if I was a black man or woman out there during 41, I'm making a race alliance because you want to perpetuate, given the opportunity and the platform, you want to perpetuate something positive if given the opportunity. So, but first and foremost, play the game of Survivor, and I think that's exactly what we saw because it wasn't an all black alliance that made it to the end because they attempted to do this, and then they're like, ooh, we also need to play Survivor, and at that first strike, they're like, Shane might win, so so
and ultimately, end of the day, what white Survivor fans and just Survivor fans in general need to take is we should be reacting how Lindsay reacted. Not how Jonathan reacted.
Oh.
No one said racist. No, subconscious bias and racism is two completely different things.
Yep.
Because you can have a bias that you don't understand, but you can learn from it. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean you're racist. And I'm not saying that Jonathan is like a bad person or anything. I think all of them are well-intentioned. I think there's ignorance there.
Well, I have a Jonathan question. So Wendell and Bryce do a podcast, and they made a joke about with the image of Jonathan with the ladder, and Wendell called Bryce the ladder, and Jonathan turned off his comments when people started commenting about Bryce being the ladder because he didn't need such foolishness in his comments on his social media. But then last week happens, and I'm seeing the N-word and everything else, and comments are wide open.
Oh yeah, I will never defend that, and I'm not defending Jonathan here. I think, and we also saw it a little bit tonight. I think Jonathan just has this image of himself, and anything that strides away from that, or something that he would deem as something that would hurt the image that he wants to portray.
Yeah.
And we don't know what, and I don't know what that is. I'm not even going to, because I don't spend my time thinking about what Jonathan thinks about himself.
Yeah. I don't think he's a bad dude, but
he's not a bad dude. I
feel like it's like if you have a problem with someone making a gay mention on your comments, and enough for it to bother you enough to turn off your comments, I would think people saying the N-word would be enough for me to turn off my comments.
Or at least...
I'm the king of blocking, and anyone that follows me on any social media knows, 24,000 followers on Twitter, I got 26,000 blocked. So I don't even want to know my Instagram block numbers.
It would have been nice if he just made a statement, because Drea,
Yes.
Marianne, everyone else did.
Everyone made a
again,
statement and said, don't attack anyone from our cast. We discussed it. We're happy internally. We all love one another. So, like, I mean, just read the
I mean,
room,
does ever see? I hear you, but I also like you've hated Jonathan this whole season, Johnny.
Yeah.
I don't hate the guy at all.
Yeah.
I think it could be a classic case of if people are saying he might just not be good at social media, where he's just like some
That could
people
be
are
that could be
totally.
a possibility. But
Some
I
people,
mean,
I'm
he
not
was good.
defending. I'm
He
just saying
figured
some
out
people.
he figured out how to turn it off for the Bryce
That's true.
comments.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen some shit on social media. He seems like he has as much people that don't like him. He has a fuckload of fans with Survivor players commenting on his shit.
Oh yeah.
So it is crazy because like
for
you
the
were
record,
saying,
I don't like the character. Like I don't like
you don't like a
the
challenge
Lex
beef.
Luger loving
yeah,
challenge. beef.
that's more.
That's what I don't like. So
Mhm.
I would imagine he's going to be at Hearts Reality.
Yeah.
Like I intend on meeting him. I intend on shaking his hand, and
Yeah.
I and until shown otherwise, I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Like, and if I didn't, I would be a hypocrite in everything that I've said the last 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
and like I see other stuff that he does, like, and he does good stuff.
He does stuff with kids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like I'm not brandishing him as like this evil person. And I feel like that's something he has to get.
It was a 20-second tweet to say, "Hey, everybody, don't be a dick."
Mhm.
Yeah, he has more to learn.
Yeah.
That's the thing about being on Survivor now. It is crazy because social media is so fucking crazy in today's world that I don't even know. I mean, would you want to go on Survivor right fucking now? Like if you never played Survivor, John,
Well, if they had called for 41 or 42, the answer was no.
yeah.
And I don't even know if I'm ready for you. Honestly, fuck it. 45 is the soonest I'm ready for the US. Just send me to Australia. Okay, just send me to Australia and let me just move there.
Yeah. I mean, so
I
yeah,
got Wi-Fi there. I can do the podcast.
yeah. Last week, obviously, controversial amongst fans and things that were said, but this week,
Yeah. Well, one last thing. Just super quick. Just if he had just said just literally a 5-word, don't be a dick. 4-word tweet or 4-word social, don't be a dick. Like I think would have gone a long way. So like, just show your cast and just put, don't be like, I love these are my people. Don't attack them.
Yeah. It's like we saw one experience, but there's a ton of other stuff that we have experienced as a group and all that stuff. It's like,
So
anyway,
that's it.
If they're all still cool with each other, end of the day, that's that's what it is.
There you go. So yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
it's night 17.
Yes.
High as Happy Roxroy is gone. And then Mike is upset with himself for.
Well, because Mike doesn't like to break his word. And
He doesn't.
If he gives you a handshake, he means it. And if he's talked to you in the last 5 minutes, he loves you.
I would love to play with Mike.
Right? But I'll talk to him about every 7 minutes.
Right. It'd be like I have my one 5-minute period, an hour that I go back to Mike.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Pretty much whenever Matt has to pee, I would go talk to Mike. that would be my hourglass.
But Mike is one of my favorites this season. And then someone else, Omer, whose plan is to bring himself closer with Mike and then to distance Mike from High. So the whole this is setting up this plan of, obviously a lot of people are not happy with High. I think High is a very strategic player. And I think in tonight's episode, I mean, Alex and I were talking, it's like it was kind of a straightforward episode. This episode.
It was, and everyone was like, for everyone, it's just like, oh, I'm never watching the show again last week, and I'm just like, oh,
they all watched.
Well, they all watched, and so what were you triggered by this week? Because I missed I missed the trigger
They
warning.
were triggered that Jonathan didn't win immunity or
Oh,
reward.
well, there was that. So.
He didn't get to have pizza.
Oh, I was so happy he didn't have pizza.
Well,
I don't
Drea
like
still had
that.
Drea, although she played her idol last week, still has her advantages.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Omer and Lindsay start talking about how Jonathan is just poor at strategy. Like Lindsay is now.
Well, and we did notice when they came, it didn't appear as anything from Tribal was really discussed. So, and
or at least they decided not to show it.
Yes.
Because like you could tell, I think Jonathan was still very shook by it. He's like,
oh, Jonathan was shook.
He was like, will you guys let me in? What happened? Oh, Tori went out.
Yeah.
Can you guys let me in now?
Oh, yeah, please. Oh, it made me so happy. I mean, I think we all need those humbling moments, even me. And like, and I have no soul or heart or anything. And I feel that, even Jonny Fairplay needs a humbling moment. So like for the great Jonathan to get one of those, I think is good for him as a player and a character.
But what's even better is we finally get to hear from Lindsay this episode.
Oh, yes.
Because like starting last episode, because we weren't hearing much. So at first your perspective would just be as a casual viewer, like she's just a number. She's just a number. There's no story to Lindsay. But we're seeing Lindsay is like, if they are that perceived pair of Lindsay and Jonathan, Jonathan's the muscle, Lindsay's the brains.
Yes.
Because like I loved pretty much everything she said this episode. I think they still made the ultimate wrong decision not taking Jonathan out here. Because I didn't.
I do too.
I
felt
like they made high, and maybe it's on the island, and they could explain it in the postseason. But from a viewing perspective, High didn't seem like this big winning threat.
No, I think he was a big winning threat. However, I felt that since everyone was so like, I feel Omer read the tea leaves correctly out of everyone.
Yeah, and that's
it's just like everyone is so ready to do High, and that's great because that's what Omer wanted. However, we got the opportunity to get Jonathan now. And High is still low man on the totem pole and what everyone wants to do in 2 days.
Yeah, you get this is I mean, as much as like, yeah, Jonathan, if I'm out there playing and I'm looking at this guy, I'm like this guy technically could win a lot of challenges, even though he didn't win any tonight, because sometimes size is a detriment to challenges like we saw tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel exactly the same. They should have struck right now, got rid of Jonathan, and then they would have been safe for another voting out High next time. And then if High had won immunity, they still could have some sort of contingency plan.
But I'm okay with it in that if you do have some stubborn fans that if Jonathan went home tonight, you could potentially have some stubborn fans going, oh, well, the only reason he went home is because of the race stuff from last episode, but they didn't show any of that because they're not going to tell that story. So with him,
it said they told the story of Lindsay telling everyone Jonathan's a dumbass.
Yes, the real story.
And I want to bring this up too is, do you think like they do acknowledge that he's a liability as an ally, but are people now starting to perceive him potentially as a GOAT because the only thing that they would have is, oh, he was big and strong and good at immunities.
No, he's no GOAT.
But do you feel like the people that are on that jury right now would vote for him?
I
don't think Chanel would. Chanel's a gamer. Chanel wants to pick someone who played the game.
It depends on what the rest of his game is. Like, I mean, like he could, like, Mark on Blood versus Water, Australian Survivor. We didn't see these amazing strategic moves at this point in the game. We saw them the next 3 episodes, and then this guy reads his resume from episode 1. You're like, holy shit.
But I ain't comparing Mark's ability to speak versus Jonathan's ability to speak.
He ain't, but I mean, there's a you can't make the vote tonight. on who
You're
won
right,
Survivor
you're right.
42.
You're right.
So maybe I'm the greatest player of all time, and like I'm sitting there because Jeff talks about it, and High talking to everyone. The pace of your game.
Right.
Right now we're running marathons with blindfolds on. Maybe Jonny Fairplay doesn't want to take off his blindfold until the May 11th Jonny Fairplay release party in Charlottesville. That's when he wants to take the blindfold off, and that's when I want to show what my master plan is.
Lindsay,
but I don't think that Jonathan's going to be revealed to be Mark Wales.
So Lindsay realizes, look, when an idol is played, they probably put him back in play somewhere. So she starts looking for idols. She walks right by it.
She literally touches it.
She touches it.
I would be killing myself.
That's what I said. Like watching this, she's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dude.
Yeah, I just think it would be one loud, prolonged fuck.
Yep.
Like watching that. It was the Danny moment of last season. Like Danny went searching for Dial and literally was like 5 paces away from it, but turned the other way.
He's like, it's not here.
No.
But someone does find it.
Yeah, yes. Marianne.
My winner pick is still in the game.
And the crazy thing was, so this is how like I captured the moment from going back real quick on I'll finish this real quick. Sorry, I'm scatterbrained. A bit frustrated if you guys are wondering why we were late tonight, because my internet went out right before Survivor came on. I was on the phone for 25 minutes and I had to play catch up. Anyways, so no, Marianne finds the idol, and I'm like, sweet, she's got 2 idols. I was like, she could make it to the end. And then I was like, oh yes, she played her idol last time. So here's my major issue. So people had a problem with Tribal Council last episode. Yeah, me too. Jeff, you didn't need to confirm that their fucking idols were real when Jonathan asked you to.
Yeah, that I still had. I understand it was a sensitive situation. Jeff thought he needed to do what he needed to do there. I still think you should have had set everyone up to vote.
100%. I think he meddles way too much in the game. Yeah. I think it's tainted.
Well, I'm okay with it. If everyone is cool with all that, that's fine. But if Jonathan asks, "Are those real?" Well, if Jonathan demands that they play them now, and they're just like, "Fuck you, we ain't getting up because you're telling us to. We're getting up because we're choosing to." That's fine. That's on them. Right. But as far as declaring that they're real idols or not until the fucking votes are cast.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Absolutely.
So,
Marianne, Mr. Jeff, before your request.
Marianne has the idol now.
So she does not have 2 because she played one last week.
And she's learning from her mistakes. She's like, I'm keeping my big mouth shut this time. No one's going to know I have this.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see an evolution in the player that is Marianne tonight? Because she's telling us, the viewer, and she's also convincing herself, which I feel is equally as important, if not more. She's playing a great moral game and now a great strategic game. And I'm just like, you go, girl. That's what I want.
So I'm very biased because she was my winner pick. And I'm going to say, yes, she's doing all the correct things right now. She's not going to be seen as a target right now. Like all these other people that are the perceived like bigger threats are going to be going after each other these next couple votes. And I can see her skating on by.
I feel like she's the only person that has something that no one knows about, other than no one else knows about the power of authority or whatever.
Yeah, no one knows.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, no one knows about the knowledge
power of authority. I would love a power of authority.
Here's my power of attorney.
The power of attorney. Yes, I would like power of attorney, and I would like you to sign over all your savings and assets at home outside of the game, please. And I would like to play the game with Andrew Savage.
Yeah, and it'd be like, I could have given you my own. No. I want everything you own.
Yes, I am using my power of attorney.
You're just like, I know I'm losing this game. I'm getting something out of this.
Yeah, I want your Yahoo lawyer job. I mean, even if they fire me immediately, there's got to be a fucking severance package.
Yeah, you get the same years.
Yeah,
of Savage. So
yeah, I get the house and I get the wife's Jaguar.
Oh.
So it is reward challenge time. Everyone is freezing. It's raining. This looks fucking miserable.
This
you
is
guys.
the worst.
It's like literally they show these like aerial shots of the rain just fucking raining sideways. This challenge though looks very easy to me in the grand scheme of challenges. It's
Well,
literally
Jeff said it was nothing but fun.
maneuver a sandbag through obstacles, like and then like you gotta kind of balance it and hold it through obstacles, and then all you gotta do is land one sandbag cornhole style onto a platform. It's literally like the easiest thing ever. If
Well, I guess
Jonathan's gonna win this thing,
Yes.
like no problem. I told my I was like, oh dude, Jonathan is gonna win this easily.
Yeah.
Which I was wrong.
Yeah.
Lindsay fucking wins,
Yeah.
and
But this is not only the easiest challenge. It's not about this challenge is nothing about the challenge. This challenge on paper, 9 seasons out of 10, is the challenge which one person chooses 2 other people to jeopardize all 3 of their fucking games with the other 5 people.
Yeah.
That's what this challenge is. And tonight, no repercussions.
I know that's what the beauty of Survivor is, though. It's like that's why it's on the air so many years, in my opinion, because like even last season 41, when they did these twists and shit, it's a totally different outcome and vibe, honestly.
Everything,
this season than it was last time. So
and if Jonathan wins this challenge, Jonathan's gone.
I think
absolutely.
So too. Yeah.
Because he would stupidly reveal his confirm that the Taku people are all working together by picking Lindsay and Omer.
Yeah.
And then everyone's gonna be like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah. And Omer be like, that's a hard pass. I'm not gonna go. And Lindsay's gonna be like, I shouldn't, but I'm really hungry.
And to have a bed, like a warm bed to sleep in. It's called the Sanctuary. Pizza and beer. Lindsay wins. She gets to choose one person, and she brings Omer. And then Lindsay asks Jeff. I had a little bit of I don't know what you guys think about this. So he
was gonna say, it's more fun with 3.
Oh yeah,
because
always
as I said, this entire challenge had nothing to do with the Sanctuary, had nothing to do with the beer pizza, had nothing to do with the pillows and blankets, had nothing to do with whoever had nothing to do with any of that shit. It was the reward in which one person takes 2 people and leaves 5 people. That is
So
she brings all this challenge is.
She brings Omer, and then she brings Mike, and Mike is extremely grateful to
He loves her
for this opportunity.
He loves everyone.
Mike's and I mean this nice. He's a simple man. There's simple things, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. He loves
pizza. He loves pizza more than anything.
Hoboken lived off it.
Yes, but he loves his family even more than that.
So I do just want to mention, because I did see it on Twitter from Redmond Survivor. He said they also had this the family messages on 41, but they, for whatever reason, they decided not to show it.
That's crazy.
It was probably because they needed another 5 minutes to talk about the knowledge is power and how that works.
Sweet, because yeah. Oh, and for someone to say AstroTurf.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I like what you said.
Okay, well,
about
I mean, that was
broccoli.
a much better use of time.
So there is no family visit on 41 or 42 due to the COVID restriction. So, I like. So before we go to that, I like this scene where Hai is talking about his childhood and how miserable, like he grew up poor and going.
Oh, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
That's before, but no, I have reminded.
Oh yeah. Sorry. You're right. My bad.
So yeah, Hai is. We showed photos from his childhood. He came in from Vietnam, and it just shows I don't know how difficult Survivor is, and I do like how Survivor is going back in someone's past.
I love kind of origin story.
Yes.
My only problem with origin stories that just pop up randomly like this is just like, ooh, is Hai going home?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about. Yeah, that was my issue. It was I came into this episode thinking Hai was in danger.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm going to show you my immigrant upbringing. I'm like, he's gone.
I know.
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious.
But a great moment.
But this should have been 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Right.
the origin story. Like, I mean, like it's, I mean, maybe once again, this show is not made for us to watch episodically. It is made for us to binge. This show is made for like every other show in 2022. It is to be watched after the fact in one big helping. And so if that's the case, you know, even though like, I mean, if you're binging it and you're not getting the previously ons and shit like that, you know, a high origin story at this point might not be, you know, the alarm bells just flashing in your face like it does on a weekly episodic show like this.
Absolutely.
So,
oh.
but for this, it doesn't work because I was just like, oh, Hei's going home.
Yeah,
and Piper spent the next 30 minutes screaming at the television, "You better get rid of Jonathan."
So Hai and Lindsay are talking about voting Jonathan out. So you at least have, you know, okay, like you're as a viewer, you're like, man, they really should, if Jonathan doesn't win immunity, get Jonathan out because he's such a fucking beast at challenges. And this late in the game, you don't want anyone to go on a potential challenge run and to get Hai out next. So it was kind of obvious on the Hai deal with this background story, but you know, you never know what's going to happen in Survivor. Going to the reward challenge, pizza, beer, warm bed, which is better than ever, as they all said, because it's like the shittiest time in Fiji right now because it was so fucking miserable. Yeah. And what happens? So all of a sudden,
they arrive at Doctor Strange's sanctorium. Right? And then they hear strange voices from all the other multiverses.
They do.
And not strange voices, the Survivor theme.
Oh,
we don't get to hear voices.
That. But you know what is not a strange voice? It's more of a like calming voice.
What's that?
A word from our sponsors.
Lucy Nicotine is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that don't suck.
Researched and developed for 3 years to be made for people, not patients. Lucy has created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. Lucy also has a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine in cherry ice flavor. Each and every flavor actually tastes great, and it's convenient and discreet. Products can be enjoyed anywhere, on flights, at work, on the go, or even in the gym.
I am so happy that Lucy is sponsoring us. Ever since they came on board, I have gotten no less than 5 of my friends transitioned over to Lucy and put their cigarettes down. They like the gum. I'm used to seeing the packages all around. This stuff is great, and it's really helping people make much healthier choices. So get on board and join the Lucy movement.
Hey, it's 2021. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip, and get some Lucy nicotine gum or lozenges. This is the real deal. A subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple that you don't even have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down.
Reality NSFW listeners, go to lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR to get 20% off all products, including gum or lozenges. That's lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's lucy.co, and be sure to use that promo code SURVIVOR.
This episode of Reality NSFW is sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with us, Blue Chew. Blue Chew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer lasting erections. That's right, we're giving away super hard dicks.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections to combat all forms of ED.
Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor offices, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And the best part, it's all done online.
Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
Hey, if you're looking to give that immunity idol to someone, or you don't want to be voted out of a crater, don't worry, Blue Chew's got you covered. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's Blue Chew, BlueChew.com, promo code SURVIVOR to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
We're all trying to eat better, but healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but without all the bad stuff. And it's amazing as a midnight snack right before bed.
0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. That's only 140 calories per serving.
It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. And build your own box. Available flavors to build your very own custom bundle are cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and my favorite, maple waffle. Now, Magic Spoon recently brought back their 2 super popular flavors, cookies and cream and maple waffle. Thank goodness, but they're back permanently. And when these flavors were first introduced for a limited time, they sold out extremely quickly. Now, I'm here to let you know you can get them again or try them for the first time. Why? Because they're delicious and indulgent.
Johnny, Magic Spoon has so many great flavors that I really enjoy, and even my kids enjoy them. We have the cocoa, fruity frosted, peanut butter. All these are really great combinations. They enjoy waking up in the morning and getting some Magic Spoon right off to start their day great before they head off to school. I think everybody listening should give Magic Spoon a try, or if you've tried them already, it's time to reorder. Let's get you some more Magic Spoon and get your day started right.
Hey, when I finish a podcast late at night, the first thing I'm thinking is not sleep. It's let me grab a delicious bowl of Magic Spoon before I go to bed.
So go to magicspoon.com/survivor to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code SURVIVOR at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/survivor and use the code SURVIVOR to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this podcast.
Thank you, Magic Spoon. And the first thing I'm thinking tonight, first thing I'm thinking in the morning is going to be Magic Spoon. First thing I'm thinking tonight is Blue Chew. And if you'd like to hear an amazing Blue Chew story, make your way over to to adfreensfw.com. I was in Miami at the nude beach. Matt, was that the craziest Q&A we've ever done in the history of Q&A?
Yes, but I would advise what you hear could not be unheard.
Yes. So if you want to hear about sex in the back of an Uber multiple times, if you want to hear about me taking a Blue Chew before I go to a nude beach and everything that goes along with that, and not having to pay for an Uber because your Uber driver comes to the nude beach with you. Become a patron right now. If you've ever wondered, now's the time. It's the beginning of the month. You know, the charges start at the beginning of the month. So join now. Go to adfreensfw.com to hear the greatest fucking story you've ever heard in your entire life. Alex, what do you think? You heard it after the fact.
I did hear it after the fact. Like Matt said. It's an experience.
You can't.
You will not forget what you listen to.
Ever.
But you will be laughing the
Yes.
entire time.
The entire time. Like, I called Wendell and told him, and Wendell's just like, holy shit. He's like, do you have a picture? And I'm like, yes. And so I sent him the picture of our Uber driver nude on the beach with us.
Oh God.
Sitting on the towel with his big bush and little dick.
Oh,
Oh God.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Blue Chew. Promo code Survivor. They love it when we do that. So back to the
and Omer loves Littlefingering.
What?
Get that Game of Thrones reference in there. Omer is literally the Littlefinger of this season. Like, they're enjoying their reward. They had the family stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then Omer's just like, "Hey, Mike, Hy called you his puppet. Like, he said you'll do whatever he says. He can shove his hand up your ass. I heard you're very good friends with Matt Bischoff.
He did wait till Mike's emotions were at a
peak.
full throttle high, and he goes, "Let me go ahead and sneak this." And I'm just like, "Holy shit! Is Omer the best player here? Because I think he is.
He's the best villain."
Yeah, this is Omer's major villain coming out party, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
And why tell a stupid lie when you can tell a good lie?
I loved that.
he's relentless. I think Omer has a good chance of winning this fucking season, dude.
I'm going to disagree. As much as I love him,
Mhm.
I think he prophesized his own demise this episode.
You think? In what way? What was
I
the
think
verbiage?
the entire time of him calling Jonathan a liability, the need to keep Hy potentially because it's better to keep people that you know for sure are loyal to you and also not dumbasses. I think keeping Jonathan too long and say he wins an immunity at a time where you thought, oh, well, now we can take him out. And if anyone crosstalks or advantage getting happens, who doesn't have an advantage to play? Omer.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like he's
I don't
in a good spot.
I don't think it comes next episode.
Okay.
I think it's
he
coming.
seems.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed by Omer.
And if you want to
honestly.
come, get Blue Chew.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah, well, real quick,
the videos.
they're eating pizza. They're drinking cold cervezas. Potentially a Jonny Fairplay lemon sour available May 11th at 3 Notch Brewery in Charlottesville. Free viewing party. But it could have even, who knows? It might have been the Juicy Fairplay IPA available May 18th at Bolero Snort Brewery. Tickets available at survivortix.com. I don't know. I don't know what they were drinking.
No one verified, but we have on good authority that it was one of those two.
I would imagine it's probably both because it looked like different color liquids. So I would imagine they had both. And kudos to Probst for making that happen. So but they drink so much they hear voices. And those voices turn into videos. Matt Bischoff, how much did you cry in the next 5 minutes?
I did. I admit I love always love the family visit stuff. Now, this was cool.
This is so cool.
But I actually, and I teared up, but I really cried at your house a few weeks ago watching Australian Survivor.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for the family visit. So I love being able to see Omer's girlfriend. And I love
it was his girlfriend.
What's that? This is his girlfriend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
his girlfriend.
Yeah, his girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, she's real proud of him. Okay. And then Mike's family. And obviously, when these videos are happening and Mike is talking to Lindsay and Omer, he's like, that's so-and-so. Like, they've obviously talked about their families.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So to be able to see that in this moment, it's one of the greatest moments of Mike's life because it's like, he's like forever grateful to Lindsay. If Mike goes out next week, this moment in time, especially during COVID, and who knows how long these castaways had to wait to actually play because maybe they
and even get home afterwards.
Yeah. So
but
it was crazy.
I have to interject real quick.
Yeah.
I've met Stacy.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, Mike's wife.
Yeah.
She's incredible.
That's awesome.
Like, as fun as Mike is.
Yeah.
He found his puzzle piece.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
She is just as fun as Mike.
Sweet.
So no, I mean, like, I mean, she's having fun. You know, she likes to roll her eyes at the mic moments, and so she is hilarious. She is warm-hearted. She is an incredible spirit, and so to see her on the show just warmed my heart because, as I said, I've met this like really cool individual, and I'm just like, there she is.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I lost it on Stacy.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So after these videos,
and for the record, because I know Mike listens to the podcast and Stacy, Mike outkicked his coverage. So Stacy, you could do a lot better, but I love the two of you together.
So we see now some strategy talk. Lindsay tells Mike and Omer about the amulet, which was good to kind of refresh my memory because I had no clue what.
Once again, completely forgot about it.
I didn't.
Yeah,
but all these advantages make the show better, guys.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, and I apologize for saying guys.
Yeah.
But I'm talking to guys, so I felt it was okay in this instance.
So so they're saying they want to vote out high at this reward challenge.
Yeah. So I think that's ultimately the decision that gets made here. Is they were counterbalancing the liability that's Jonathan versus the ability to gain eventually potentially an idol if they're able to maneuver and get High and potentially Drea out back to back. Then you suddenly have another idol amongst you with Mike's idol.
Yeah.
As long as it's not stolen.
Mike has an idol. I keep once again, like it's so crazy because.
Well, are we sure Daniel didn't just steal it and lose it again?
Who knows? So, but like 41, like the cast was so good that they didn't need these advantages, and the advantages really overshadowed what that cast was. This cast, they're using the advantages amazingly, and when reminded, I'm okay with pretty much all of it. I don't really have an issue. But at the same time, like, does this cast need all that bullshit? Or is it the advantages and their awesome usage that makes them better players for us, the viewer?
Well, we haven't truly seen them played to their full effect yet.
But we've heard the discussion of how.
Yes, we've heard the discussion. You can make an argument that like these people were more ready to play a more like not monster dangerous, but a more dangerous game in the sense of like I'm willing to maneuver where I need to go. Whereas last season there was a more of like more structure to it.
Yeah, like
you had your positionings, you had your pairings. Whereas this time it seems a lot more fluid.
Yeah, I'm loving. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. No. So. And did you see season 43, the shots of the location? Yeah. There's 3 fucking tribes again.
Yep.
Oh, God.
I mean, have we not learned anything?
Sucks.
It just gets me nervous that they're getting complacent. And if they're being complacent about tribes and the staging, are they going to be complacent about all the advantages, even though they know everyone's opinion on it?
Yeah. Well, they can't do the say stupid shit anymore because it'll just blow up someone's fucking game.
Yeah, but they could still do the hourglass.
I hope not. It's sad. I'm tired of the 3 tribe format. It's just like the same fucking thing, dude. It's just like do something different. Like when I watch Australian Survivor, there's always something different that I'm like, oh man, like now that's fucking cool.
Well, they've never had 3 tribes in Australian Survivor. And no one has complained that they haven't had 3 tribes.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the 3 tribe deal.
I hate it. It
like this is the first season where they've done 3 tribes and it hasn't like screwed over for the most part the editing. Like this has been one of the better edited seasons that I've watched in a while.
But only because we had in spite of Jonathan, we kind of had parity in the losses.
Exactly. So that's just my fear is like we won't get that again.
No, and we're gonna have one tribe that we don't know anyone like,
or at least like let's hope that this time around they actually do a swap or something to shake things up instead of just like, oh, if you thought we're gonna do the same thing, you're right, we're gonna do the same thing again.
You got us.
You got me.
Well, now we're at day 19, immunity challenge time, where you have to stand on this angled balance beam while balancing and then holding onto this wooden bow, they call it, with a ball on top.
Yep.
So it's just a balancing act.
Are you good at balancing your balls?
I am. I'm good at balancing my balls. Yes.
Like,
No, I feel.
You think you could take like, I don't know, 4 balls at once?
I don't know. Never tried.
Or when it comes to that, are you more of a juggler?
I don't know, but all I know is before this challenge even started, I was thinking, Jonathan, although he's a challenge beast, this is not a good challenge for Jonathan. Based off of his height.
I was happy about that. So, and I was very happy to discover that Lindsay's very good with balls.
She is. So we start this challenge. Mike is out first, followed by High.
This is why you're here, folks.
Homer. And then they move down to the next section, which is a little bit thinner of a balance beam, where Mary Ann goes out, followed by Drea. And honestly, they had to last a few more minutes. It was between Jonathan and Lindsay on the second phase of the challenge. I thought Jonathan was going to drop the ball prior to even the final challenge. He somehow saves the ball multiple times.
Because he's ridiculously athletic.
He is. He's ridiculously athletic. And then they go to the third section, which Jeff says you'll be here for 30 minutes or until, someone drops.
Do you follow him on Instagram?
I just actually started to. I don't really follow a lot of the news. I
always follow as much as the cats that I can find, just like stay updated throughout the season.
Yeah. Jonathan, we understand where we're at with one another. Well, I don't know where he is with me.
I honestly like
Jonathan.
The
assumption he doesn't like me, but I will say, Jonathan, your workout regimen, pretty fucking impressive, sir.
Yeah.
So if you were to hang me upside down, that's it. There's nothing. I basically stay there until someone lets me down.
Yeah. Who would you be more intimidated by seeing them? Him or MJ from the challenge?
Neither one really.
If one of them was going to choke slam you onto the ground, which one would you prefer?
I took MJ's and lived, so I think I'm gonna stick with that. Die on that hill.
I think that's a smart bet, considering the other dude was using granite as like dumbbells.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Jonathan a Lex Luger autograph. We're gonna be fine.
Do you think that what was I gonna say about Jonathan? Fuck. I don't know. I think he has, like I said, a lot of fans. I'm looking at his Instagram right now. My kids love Jonathan. They're like, I hope he doesn't go home tonight. Because that's the only, for my boys who they didn't even watch last week's episode. They're actually bored of Survivor. They just think the past couple of seasons are just kind of like, which honestly, if I wasn't doing a podcast, I probably would do the same thing. I'd be like,
Lex tapped out.
But they really like, I think among young high schoolers and shit
he's visually just like he's a superhero
from a challenge perspective, just like watching Ozzy or Joe Anglin.
He's like watching Aquaman, like a fucking real fucking superhero.
He is, but I think the dude obviously in this challenge, his feet are giant. He can't even hardly get on the last perch because he's not even gonna be able to stand up on that. So he doesn't make it long. Lindsay wins. And on it, Lindsay's a fucking badass. The thing I like about Lindsay this episode is the fact that she's willing to she's like, dude, Jonathan's not very smart strategically. I'm kind of over it. I'm a free agent and I'm down to work with whoever. So,
she's smart enough to realize that so many people have seen them as a package deal. And if this dude is sitting there spouting off bullshit, she was just like, whoa, I don't want people to think I'm spouting off bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
just like, so for anyone wondering, we're not together.
Yeah,
it's like a girl in an open relationship. It's just like, oh yeah, I mean, we came to the party together, but I can leave with you.
But yeah, she's smart. She wins. This is 2 in a row this episode for Lindsay.
And then Mike kills me here because Mike does a confessional going to the commercial. He goes, Hyde thinks he's the king. Well, the king is going home. And I'm just
He's
like,
getting dethroned.
I'm like, Mike, I bet say I'm the king. Like, like, why? Like, build yourself up a little bit, Mike. It's just like, hey, hi, you think you're the king? Well, maybe there's a new king. No, the king's going home.
No, that's not his game,
It-
though. His
it-
game isn't to be King Mike.
It is not. It is not. It's just like, it's like, hey, you're going home, and guess what? Then we're gonna have Mike, King Mike. No, just Mike. Yep, we're good.
Hoboken Mike.
Hoboken Mike. King?
One-
No, not King.
Stan Mike Turner.
Stan Mike. I know he's Stan Mike Turner. I love Mike.
So yeah,
So we get back to camp after the challenge, and Jonathan, who knows he's in trouble because he didn't fucking win something and he has zero social skills whatsoever, he goes, did I ever show you my monkey run?
My God.
And I'm just like, oh, you pathetic fool.
yeah, that was odd. He did run
Yeah,
pretty
you
good. Like
did.
It was just so odd.
It was fucking sad.
I just didn't understand like the what that had to do with anything.
Anything like, hey, see, I'm fun. I'm not. I like all you guys, and I want to entertain you. I mean, sure, I've separated myself for 18 days because I hate all of you, but I'm here to show you I'm fun, Jonathan.
What I found more fun was like after that, you get like the reel of everyone be like, yeah, we're good with high going, we're good with high going, we're good with high going, and like Mike tells Jonathan, and then we get cut to Jonathan and be like, well, if I can take high out before he takes me out, that's a move. I'm like, you didn't do the move.
You did nothing.
You're literally staying in spite of yourself.
Yeah, and Mike does tell Jonathan with high, we have to cut the snake off the head.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, what in the hell?
He does correct himself afterwards.
He does.
But I'm just like, oh, bless you, Mike.
I mean, if season 42 right now is one of the most popular seasons of Survivor of all time, I would say fair play. You have to make a Mike shirt that says, don't cut the snake off the head.
Yeah, there is no reason for a 42 shirt.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
So we're seeing, Marianne wants High, and then High tells Jonathan that he has an idol. Jonathan's like, "You're the biggest liar," and like he sees right through the High's lie.
He wouldn't have saw
there.
it unless everyone already told him that High was going and that he was targeting Jonathan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He would have went running to Omer and be like, dude, he has an idol. Did you see it? No, but he told me.
Yeah.
So I think we need to make the decoy Marianne.
Yes.
Just prove that he learned nothing from the last round.
Marianne, who is number 3 in his alliance, in his own head.
Yeah.
She's the decoy. So if anything goes wrong, I lose my number 3.
And the idol, or they don't know that the idol's it, and the extra vote. It's like, who needs that stuff?
That's not the game I play, brother.
Lex
Luger wouldn't use that shit.
I do want to know what your reaction was when Lindsay told him last episode that, like, but what if Drea plays the idol, and it cuts to his face, just like, you could tell his brain just exploded just from that simple fact of like, but what if Drea plays her idol and Marianne goes? I didn't think about that.
Yeah. And
it's still the plan.
It's still the plan. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And it's just like, and then she's explaining, she's like, you don't know that. She's like, yeah, like I don't leave with the spear for 8 hours every day because I have zero social skills. I actually sit around camp and talk to everybody.
I mean,
so I know from everyone there that they don't like one another.
Do you think people on the trial, do people not like Jonathan?
No, I think they do like him.
I like Jonathan.
I don't think they respect him as a game player.
Yeah, as a strategic game player, I agree. But as a character on this season of Survivor, if the season once the
I
season
think he's
ends,
very Rupert. I think I called at the beginning, and it was reaffirmed when he got the spear and was like, "Oh, thank God I don't have to hang out with these people. I can go fishing all day." That was Rupert.
I think he'll be one of the most memorable characters from the season when the season's over.
Why? Why wouldn't he be?
I mean, like, I think from a casual perspective, yeah. I think what people will remember is like, oh, he was the big dude who killed it at team challenges.
Yeah.
But like, I'm going to remember like Omer. You know,
Yeah,
but
but-
no, he'll be on the CBS challenge.
That's the thing that
Oh,
I
God.
think would be good for.
Yeah.
Is some fucking
Yes, he'll be on the
super
CBS
physical
challenge,
show.
or if MTV, brings
Does
you
it?
back.
Yeah, that's definitely
So
right up his alley.
that's his will. This is not his
I
wheelhouse.
feel bad for when Enzo has to do a hall brawl against
Ugh.
Jonathan.
God. Well, hopefully he could tie his shoes together. before he- oh, I kind of want. You know what? I want Fessy representing Big Brother, not the challenge. I want Fessy representing Big Brother in a hall brawl against fucking Jonathan.
What do you want him to compete against Jonathan the way he was competing against Nelson?
Yeah, I want, yes, and I want them. Well, no, I just want them both to take each other out. It's just like double medevac.
And I'm okay with that as long as we have Kyle narrating the whole thing.
Oh, please. So and then Devin does the confessional afterwards.
Yeah, there you go.
We're good.
CBS, we're right here.
Jonny Fairplay, let me ask you this: How does Jonathan have the blue check mark by his Instagram, and you've been a Survivor Hall of Famer alum forever, and you don't have a blue check mark? Explain how that how in the world
I don't know.
does Jonny Fairplay? Because I'll tell you this: if
CBS helps people get them, and so the last time I interacted with CBS on a professional level was prior to Instagram.
it's fucking insane, though, dude.
It is fucking insane.
Because if I tell anyone that randomly walks into my place of employment,
Okay.
if I say, "Oh yeah, I do the Survivor podcast with this dude Jonny Fairplay," oh yeah, the dead grandma dude.
Yeah.
No one knows anyone else in the last fucking 15 years of fucking Survivor. It shocks me.
Yeah. I get the blue check on Twitter. So no, it's frustrating. It's beyond
Well,
frustrating.
maybe we need to do one of those petition.org things about.
I would rather do a GoFundMe and people just send me money. I will honestly sleep better at night with just more money and without the blue check.
I'd rather be like the people who put like the fake like emoji check mark next to their
Oh
name.
yeah, I can't do that.
Oh, that's worthless. So we're going into
Yes,
Hey, you never know.
going into tribal council, Jeff basically starts asking if there was any fallout picking these random people for the reward, because as Jonny said, the whole fucking reward was designed
to fuck
for
you.
some sort of failure in gameplay.
It's designed to fuck you, but it's similar to how Omer's like, why tell a bad lie when you can tell a good lie? Like Lindsay picked the right people. She picked the only person left who has had 0 rewards.
Yeah.
And then Mike,
there's
who
no
everyone
blood,
likes.
no blood there. And then Mike is just like,
who's likable.
Yeah, it's just like, I haven't really got a chance to hang out with this guy. He seems like a good, and everyone else that has hung out, they're like, he is a good dude. He'll probably tell you he loves you, and he told her he loves her.
He may even give you his word.
He will give you his word and probably shake your hand and look you in the eyes,
dude.
And his wife's awesome.
Crazy.
And you can see her, and you can see his wife.
So,
yeah, the Survivor gods favored Lindsay in that moment, and as I said, like, the only reason for that challenge is to fuck up your shit, and I think that challenge was to fuck up Jonathan's game, and it didn't happen.
Right. Lindsay basically explains during tribal that, man, Survivor, you have really high highs, really low lows. Mike says, what's he say? Something about a gut feeling to make a move. Like,
yeah, when who do you take out and when do you take them out? And he says it's all just based off your gut.
Yes. Now,
He's
do
right.
you feel that way, you guys?
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, there's a method to my madness. I feel my gameplay is strategically based, but like it at the same time, it's your gut to tell you when to pull the trigger. Like, I have in my head a boot order.
Yep.
When I go into when I'm out there, I'm just like, okay, I want this person is my highest priority level. However, if this person's not available, this person is the right person. However, would it make more sense in this instance based on, whatever other variable? So no, you listen, I'm strategic, but you listen to your gut. I mean, I do because my gut and my head are synced up.
Mhm.
And that's what I was gonna say. It's all about that balance between like what you think in your head, and if you're like a strategic player, you have to understand like it's not all just based off of like, well, that's an equation that you have in your mind of this is exactly who needs to go in this specific situation, and if this happens, this person goes, like A, B, C, D to Z. Sometimes you have to like take that step back and just be like instinctually, what's my body and my soul telling me I need to do here?
Yeah.
And then you roll the dice.
I feel like we did not see High overplaying the game. Like I felt we saw him playing a great game, but I feel other people also saw that.
He got outmaneuvered once the merge came. He was in a great position when it was individual tribes, and I think ultimately what took him out was him wanting to go more strategy rather than what could just be common sense for him. Yeah. Whereas I think he did benefit from being in that big group. I think it hurt him more losing Lydia and then not putting his foot down to get whoever out instead of Chanel for the first jury vote, and then gets tricked into being okay with voting out Rocksroy when I think it would have benefited him more to listen to Mike, vote out Romeo.
Yep.
And then, even though Romeo doesn't vote for him here, he's the other vote for Jonathan, but still, you do that. You now have this like fake guy sitting with Rocksroy, and you still have that big group intact.
Yeah.
Until Jonathan decides to take out Drea and Marianne, but
yeah, and you still have Rocksroy to pull the trigger on anytime you want.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, like, I would want Rocksroy out sooner than later, just because I felt like there was a negative attitude with Rocksroy. But at the same time,
he would beat me in fire making.
Yes. Well, I mean, he does practice a lot, more so than anyone else, because he won't allow you to. But at the same time, like, Rocksroy, like I'm not taking Rocksroy all the way to the end because he's like, oh, Rocksroy's a goat. You take it, and I'm like, no, because I don't want to live with him that long. Exactly. But at the same time, Rocksroy is a nice card to have in your back pocket to be like, it's just like, oh, like, they're coming after one of my allies, or maybe potentially me. It's just like, hey, what about Rocksroy? Oh, Rocksroy.
Mhm. Yeah.
Rocksroy is a great card to play. And why burn it then?
I just think ultimately this past round opened up the gates for the bigger players like a High to go, because they decided to take out like a Rocksroy instead of a Romeo.
Yeah. But I think Omer and High's game were very comparable.
Yep.
Whereas I think Omer is a lot more under the radar with this game, where I feel like High was in front of his game. And I think we saw as the viewers, but I think they saw that out there a lot more than what they showed.
Mm-hmm.
That he was just game. It's just like, all right, we got to get rid of the game.
And I think like Chanel said in one of her exits, I didn't personally listen to this, so I heard the secondhand was High was like very fixated on being able to say that he played the perfect game, like one of the best games to play, and then like even having that hinky vote thrown on him by Romeo. The straight vote that like destroyed him like mentally, because he's like, fuck, I got a vote cast against me. I can't now that's a knock against me being able to say like I played this mastermind like perfect game.
Yeah.
And I think he probably got put too much pressure on himself to have this like soul vision of like, this is what I need to do. Whereas if he was able to just like take that breath, like take that step back, I think he could have recovered and not have been a target at this point.
Yeah, and honestly, look around. Like, I'm sorry, you play a perfect game on 42, they don't make you the best player of all time.
No, but
well, what I like about it, when High goes home and they cast the votes, he is like, wow, that was fucking awesome, more or less.
I thought I was watching Australian Survivor.
I did too. I said, this is the best part of the entire episode for me personally.
Yeah.
Is High's respect for gameplay, his exit interview.
He said it was amazing, and that's how he wanted to go out. And as the Golden God has told us, the most humane way to take someone out in Survivor is with a blind side.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I said, this is what is fucking awesome, is the fact that when you have people that are game players that respect the game as a game, don't take it personally, there's no bad blood. He is like, he just lost $1 million, but he's like, fuck, that was badass.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Yeah. One quick point that I want to bring up before we wrap up. So during Tribal, Lindsay says she wanted to even the playing field. And Jonathan gives this death stare because Jonathan thinks she's talking about him in every facet of the game. Because Omar explains, there's many ways to even the playing field. There's the physical advantage, there's the social advantage, there's the strategic advantage. I think he said it was like 8 different facets. And Jonathan goes, yes, all of those are me. And it's just like, nope, that they're not.
and he was having such a hard time like constructing a sentence to go back to Jeff that he just repeats the question. He's like, yes, she said this. She said those words.
Yeah.
And then like you had the Marianne doing the whole like Survivor Jenga, which does make sense. And
yes.
Jonathan, did you get that? Yes. Yes. But that goes back to the image thing, because like when Lindsay said like we're all crazy because of like allowing ourselves to go out there in that type of environment with the rain and everything, like it's you're crazy. Everyone's laughing, and then they showed Jonathan giving her a death glare.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not crazy. I'm not a nut.
I'm not crazy. Oh, and Jonathan, like, one more Jonathan thing. This is shit on Jonathan podcast, in case you're wondering. So when they go out there for the reward challenge, everyone's shivering except Jonathan because he's too much of a man to shiver. When Lindsay wins and she's trying to pick someone, and everyone is giving their puppy eyes, and Jonathan starts shaking, and I'm just like, motherfucker, you did not shake for the last 28 minutes. And you start shaking now, thinking it's going to help you get pizza.
See, I didn't notice that. To me, they all looked fucking miserable as shit.
Oh, he was too tough to shake before. But once he needs sympathy, he's like, oh, I'm shaking too. I'm like everyone else. I mean, just ignore this perfect
I'm
body.
normal. like he even put on like his caption for the preview for this episode was like, look how skinny I'm getting. And the dude's still jacked out of his mind.
Yes. And walks like this.
But
Jonathan, I'm sure you're great. I'm sure you're great.
For the record, myself and my kids are Jonathan fans watching the show.
Okay.
So
for the record,
Alex and
this house is not rooting for Jonathan.
Yeah.
And Sandra is.
Yeah,
and you know
I
what?
like
That's
watching
what's great
Jonathan
about Survivor.
From a challenge perspective, and like I said, my kids think he's a superhero, right? Yeah. So they're and like I said, they missed last week's shit. They've been watching sporadically, but
Oh, and one last thing before we wrap.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
No. I'm just saying, like, I understand all your points about Jonathan and stuff, and I think Jonathan has absolutely zero chance of winning Survivor. But I think a show like The Challenge or something like that
made for him.
is made for him. And
give the man his money.
Honestly, I feel that Jonathan, if he gets voted out next week, I feel like he had a pretty good run in Survivor. He could have been targeted immediately.
He's running on house money at this point.
Yes,
he
very
is.
much so. So, and one last thing, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it. So, I guess Russell Hantz said
put out some video, right?
I don't. Someone compared him to Jason Statham. And he said that
world.
I don't know. So, but I put the two pictures together, and truth be told, they are pretty comparable. Like if you have the pictures side by side, like have you ever seen that movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito?
Oh god,
I don't think I have.
Yeah. It's like that.
Yeah. Well, they're twin brothers. They're so it's just like Jason Statham and Russell.
Yeah, like they're both white.
Well, no, like one's big.
They both have shaved heads.
Yeah, no, they're twins, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
One's very successful, one isn't.
What? Stop. He listens.
Well, I mean, like I said,
Or go ahead,
this
continue.
episode was just a basic Survivor episode. We got to see some family stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I mean, Omer, to me, my takeaway was Omer really going into that villain role.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I did too. And then Lindsay actually
almost enough to make up for him sitting down to pee for 24 years.
Oh, you remember that, but you don't remember the amulet.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't want a fucking amulet. I still don't.
We're the Survivor experts here.
We're
do
the
not
Survivor experts.
call it that. We do not profess to be that. Yeah. If you want to check out bonus coverage, extra stuff, become a patron, go to adfreeNSFW.com. That's adfreeNSFW.com. Try it for a month. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. I think you're going to love it. It's worth it alone just for the fucking Q&A this week, where I talk about the nude beach, sex and Ubers, and everything else that's fucking insanity. Join me next week. I'm going to be in Charlottesville, Virginia at 3 Notch Brewery. It is free. There is no admission, no anything. Giving away autograph pictures and a signed 42 mic buff. So join me. It's the release of my brand new beer, first beer ever made about me. It's Jonny Fairplay. It's lemon sour. I think
it's good. I've had some.
Yeah, 6.2.
I want to have some.
6.2% alcohol by volume. And so, and then the next week, I'm going to be in New Jersey. It's Bolero Snort Brewery. So excited. This is 7 miles from New York City, or from Times Square, New York City. And it's Bolero Snort Brewery in New Jersey. Go to SurvivorTix.com. That's SurvivorTix.com. There's VIP packages. There's only 15 of those available. So if you're thinking of going VIP, get your tickets tonight. Do not wait. It's me, Bryce Wendell, and several other survivors. Lots of surprises. Cannot say. Once again, during the commercials, I'm doing trivia, giving away autographed pictures. We're also giving away another Survivor buff there. And then go ahead and announce it now. I don't know if we said anywhere else. On May 25th, me and Matt are going to be in Hamilton, Ohio at Pinball Garage for the finale. It's a free event.
Mm-hmm.
Is that insane?
It is. So yeah, spread the word. See, if you're around Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, definitely come out. Pinball Garage is fucking badass. I got to go there last time Jonny was in town.
It's my favorite barcade on the planet. It for those of you that ever watched the Shark Tank with the virtual pinball guys, that's their barcade. It's Pinball Garage. It's awesome. I'm so excited to be working with Brad. It's going to be a really cool deal, and there might be a couple specially named beers that night as well. So that is the finale, Wednesday, May 25th in Hamilton, Ohio. That's a free event. So once again, next week, free Charlottesville. The following week, Bolero Snort Brewery. It's a paid event. Tickets are cheap, but there's also VIP that gets you a 4-pack of the Juicy Fairplay IPA, my brand new beer, and you get a buff, and it's going to be fucking crazy. You're going to regret it if you don't go. I promise. The surprise people that are going to be there, you're going to be like, holy shit, what the fuck was I thinking? Why did I not fucking come? I will make you feel bad about it if you don't, because you're going to be like, oh fuck, I didn't know Jonny Fairplay is friend. I'm friends with a lot of people, motherfuckers. Like, so many people are like, Jonny has friends. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, with the fucking Facebook profile pic of a fucking dog because you don't have friends. I got lots of friends. They'll all be there. All 4 of them, 6, 8, whatever number there is. They'll all be there.
Well, there you have it. And I will be here the next 2 weeks with Alex for sure. So,
last thing, get yourself a cameo if you need a Mother's Day present. Perfect last minute cameo. Last minute Mother's Day present is a cameo for me, Jonny Fairplay. Go to cameo.com/Jonny Fairplay. No H in Johnny. That's cameo.com/Jonny Fairplay. Get yourself the best gift of all, a video from me. I do it in front of my Jeff Probst deal. I don't show his dick, but it's there. So with that,
there you have it. See you all next week. Cheers, everybody.
And for more Reality NSFW content, visit adfreeNSFW.com.